Yo, 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 it's the Black King Goku! And guess what, guys? We are absolutely live streaming, and while I'm recording at the same time this live streaming, I actually started the recorder before I live streamed. Where in the world are you going? Crazy animal? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you getting at, girl? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is something I have never done before. Where'd that phone go? Because this way I can actually do this, so hang on while I don't care about whether or not it gets net, but I'm not going to show you that I'm putting in a PIN in. See, that way it doesn't drag or anything, so let's see here. I want to make sure it gets on to the game. Yes, restore the game. And the biggest question I have now is where I'm at in oh no. Crap. Shit. Oh, hang on a minute. And okay, so we're back now, and I know exactly where we are. So I didn't want to play no videos. I just want to know where we were in the Let's Play, and I'm gonna try to now let's run the game, see what happens. Great. I just selected the wrong game. Bear with me as I this might actually be more than 30 minutes, so hang on in there. I wish this thing wouldn't do that, but that's okay. One thing I don't like about this certain Android that I'm using, mind you, is it, even though it has disabled on automatic updates, it still does updates anyway without me saying yes or no. So, but otherwise, it's actually better than what I'm using right now. I mean, right now, it's okay. So, you know, and I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I am trying to do this in consecutive order here, and this is not going to be an easy deal. I hope I still got it on there. So let's see here. I'm gonna go with, because I like the way I have it set up. This is my first time that I've ever done this. Ooh, listen to that sound. Hoo 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 hoo, yeah. You don't get that kind of sound anymore with Suikoden anymore. Yes. Okay, we were gonna do DBDK and P for this one, right? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, okay. See, I have changed my mind. I change my mind. I'm allowed to do that. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit while I figure out how I'm gonna do this. Let's turn this down and don't even get in the way. So, anyway, let's see. Who do I have? Okay, I have Ted. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. You see this? Alright, this is where I'm at, because what you want to do is, because if you're trying to do the specificity trick, that's what they call it. Okay, whatever. So you want to go here. I've already saved on this, but I'm going to show you. Just want to talk to her, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a slow process, but you'll have to pardon the experiences. This way it is. This is also a bit of a test, so, you just want to go down. Instead of saying stay, and don't save, you want to click on this save. If I can show that. There we go. So you have, it starts you at always up here, but then you're gonna go down to this, what you save, and I'm gonna push X. This is absolutely one way I do not like doing this. So yes, I am on the file of DabLackkingPLay'sSuikoden because Ryu is the one that's going to be going over to Suikoden 2, and that's all with 108 Stars of Destiny. However, like I've tried to explain before when I've done this Let's Play, is the fact of, I'm not going to do that for this run. Because I'm going to show you what it's like when you don't have all 100 Stars of Destiny. So, basically, you want to make sure that your file is saved because what you're doing is, you want to make sure you don't get into any battles. You don't want to get into any battles, and if you do, you got to find the ones that are going to be easy enough to defend against. And that's not going to be easy. But if you can avoid it at all costs, do that, because and then what you want to do is you're gonna come in here, you're gonna save again. I know it's ridiculous, but that's just the way the process works. Now, even though it says to do that, I want to go ahead and push X again, which is what's on the screen here. This is what it is for the PlayStation. I'm going to save again, because I'm here in Rockland. Now, there's a reason why I'm here in Rockland. This is for the Prosperity Rune trick. You don't have to do this at all whatsoever. You don't even have to do this for the 100 Stars of Destiny. The 100 Stars of Destiny run. But I just recommend you do it because it's fun this way. So, and then you're going to talk to this woman here. She's a Star of Destiny. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but yes. They usually are with stars of pictures, but that's not always the case, and I'll explain that a little bit later on in the Let's Play. Hi there! Hi there, fella. Hi there, fella. How about a contest? Well, I didn't know you were Southern, but okay. I was the best, as close as I could get with it. Alright, because I saved, I don't think I can do, that. But what you want to do is you want to at least start out with a $1, at least until you can get to 1,000. Or you can go ahead and do the 1,000, but I recommend you do it to this point because it's kind of fun to go up here. Just try that out. If you're doing this on the regular PlayStation, what you want to do is get to a certain amount. And you want to do this with the ones anyway. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push a button. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to push a button of save state. Now, this may sound weird to you, but because I want to make sure that I've got this right. But in case I fail, anyway, if you were doing this on normal, that's the reason why I've also showed you the memory card trick, because of the normal way. The normal way is without that, and what we need is fast speed anyway. And save state. Because in order to do this right, you don't really need save states per se. But see, like that right there. So I don't want to have to reload it. I don't want to have to. Even though I just reloaded that state. Now, see, this is what I'm doing this for. Now, I'm going to get up this to 9. I'm going to work my way up for a long ways here. I'm going to start out with 1,000 here a little bit after it gets up to 900. When it reaches about 900, let me focus the camera here. It went down to 600. But the reason is because it does that. It does that, it goes down, it goes up. So, what we're going to do is, here again, I'm going to save again. Now, if you got emulation on a phone, you might want to consider after a bit after you've done this to delete that, because it will otherwise, I mean, unless of course you got a good working phone or whatever. Now, let's see. Just in case I screwed up. Oh, I actually won. I can show you the ins and outs of what happens if you lose. Now, let's go ahead and do this one more time. When this reaches a 900 is what I'm looking for. You don't even have to do this whole steps what I'm doing. You just need to do this anyway. I recommend doing it because it helps out, especially with armor and stuff. And it's because it's sort of an in-game cheat that they built into the game, which doesn't really, affect the game where it ruins it. You have to kind of do this anyway when you go to recruit her anyway. And she is an optional Star of Destiny. But she's also a good way to get income. Hey, I did it again. Alright. Now, here's another reason why I recommend emulation, because of the fact is that as it gets harder, if I go up to 1,000, which all I can do right now, because I can't do 10,000, even though that's an option right there, it won't let you do it because she'll tell you you don't have enough money. Now, if you're doing this regularly, get up to 900, and then go to quit. I'm not going to do that because I'm using an emulator to do this with. So what you want to do is you want to go to quit, and then you want to go back to the same process of saving each and every time. It's a ridiculous process, but that's just the way it goes. You have to kind of bear with it. But this is more of an easier way because it's also faster and more easier on time consuming and whatnot. So, all right. Now I'm gonna push this button. This is gonna take a bit. This is gonna be split up into 2 parts because I don't want this to go on too long. Which one is it? Well, this is another reason why I use save states, because it's also faster and convenient. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the last one. Nope, I got that wrong. And that's exactly what happens. You get a blank if you lose. Now, I don't want that to happen, so what am I going to do? I'm going to reset, except without resetting the entire console. Yes, I know it's a little bit of cheating, but it's not that bad. Come on, give me a break here. Now what I'm going to do is I don't have to go very far. Just enough till I get at least over 1,000. It's just going to be split up into 2 parts. So anyway, this is your host of Black King Goku, in the House of Let's Plays, and while we're live here, this is the first time I've ever done this, so bear with me as this is kind of not an easy process, but So, save stating again. This is especially if you don't want to use the money cheat that I use, which I don't do it anyway because, unless I just absolutely need it, because there will be a time that I will need it for expensive equipment. If I don't have certain Stars of Destiny, like this one here and another one, I don't have to have, so that way I don't have to go grinding for it. But I can if I want to, and I don't like to, if you know me. So what we're gonna do here, as soon as this gets up to 20 minutes, I am on this recorder. I am stopping the recording. So, and then we'll finish it up in part 2. Alright. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save state. Again. And we're going to go one more time. And of course I messed that up. Didn't do it on purpose. Load the state. Now. Again, if you're doing this on console, you have to do the rinse and repeat of what I said. Get to a certain amount, This is basically a chance of luck, if you're lucky. I always recommend doing the $1 trick, and if you're at least until you get enough to get yourself satisfied, and then you go up to where you can get practice, and then save your game at the place of the inn, and quit. And if you fail, reset. Always reset. I know it's not really a good idea because it wears out the console, but at the same time, So, anyway, this has been Brian the Black King Goku, aka Brian Barnagati is the real name, and that's who the real person is. But I'm the personality that's doing this. Of course, we're watching her do her thing. So, stay tuned for part 2, which is coming right up in just a minute. See you in a minute. I have a feeling that I just